Hello HMS modelers and welcome to this video about creating paired data components in HEC-HMS. My name is Greg Karlovitz. I'm a senior hydraulic engineer at the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Hydrologic Engineering Center. And in this video, we'll talk about creating, renaming, deleting, updating, and linking paired data in HEC-HMS. Paired data in HMS are used to compute the value of one variable from another. Usually, this is a functional relationship where there's some y that is a function of a given x. An example of this is a rating curve, which lets HMS compute stage for a given amount of flow. One very important thing to note about paired data is that HMS will never attempt to extrapolate paired data, it will only interpolate. Here on the right side is the Paired Data Manager, which is available by selecting Components and then Paired Data Manager in the main window toolbar. The manager lists each type of paired data that are available in HMS. The manager also allows the user to create a new paired data component or create, rename, or delete existing ones. Here's an example of a paired data of type percentage curve. It has x and y values that are percentages up to 100. The values must be monotonically increasing. Most types of paired data in HMS behave in this way. The table on the left is one view HMS offers of a paired data component. It shows in two columns the x and the y values. The graph on the right is the other HMS view of the paired data component and is an x versus y graph of the same table. Here's an example of a paired data of type cross-section. It has x and y values that are in feet, where x is the stationing along the channel cross-section and y is the elevation for each point along that cross-section. These paired data are used in the Muskingum-Kunz reach routing method and require that the cross-section is defined using 8 points. Cross-sections are one of the special cases of paired data that are not functional or monotonically increasing. There are many types of paired data that are used in HEC-HMS. HMS assigns specific types to each curve in order to prevent them from accidentally being confused with one another. Each type has its own units for the x and y variables. Some of the most commonly used paired data types are shown here. The elevation storage function is used to define the geometry of a reservoir, converting between reservoir stage and storage. The elevation discharge function, or rating curve, is used to compute stage from flow at an element. Dimensionless storm patterns are percent curves that allow for creating storm patterns of any duration and intensity. And channel cross sections, which we've mentioned before, we bring up again because they break the monotonically increasing rule. They're a special case. There are many other types of paired data available for other types of modeling. For example, the temperature index snow method often requires one or more paired data curves as parameters. Hypothetical storm precipitation often uses paired data for defining time patterns of storms or point-to-area reduction functions. For a full list of paired data in HEC-HMS, please visit the user's manual. There are two paths to creating new paired data components. The first is to use the Create Component Paired Data menu option. You'll then be prompted with a window that asks for a name, a description, and a data type. Select the data type first, then enter a name and description. So long as the name is unique for the data type, you could select Create and a new paired data component will be created. The second path is to use the Paired Data Manager menu option. A window will open that allows you to see all the paired data components that have been created for each data type. Select the type of interest in the top menu, and the window will show all the paired data components of that type that have been created if there are any. To create a new one, select the New button, and then you'll get a window like the Create a Paired Data window on the previous slide. The Paired Data Manager has all the functions you need for managing all of the paired data in your project. You can view all of the existing data by type, and you can toggle through the various types in the Data Type menu. You can create new ones, as we've seen before. You can also create new ones by copying existing ones using the Copy button. There's also functions for renaming and deleting these, and for editing the descriptions for each of the paired data. There are two choices for paired data sources, from HEC DSS files and by using manual entry. Choosing one or the other presents you with different options. The manual entry table behaves much like a spreadsheet. It's very easy to copy and paste from spreadsheets to fill out your paired data. This is the primary way of creating paired data, as most data that are used for paired data in HMS are stored in formats like CSV files and spreadsheet workbooks. On the main tab, you must specify the units that you're entering for manual entry. There are other controls that change the shape of the table, such as inserting, deleting, and appending rows to the table. The Fill feature offers several advanced functions for filling the values in a column. This is especially handy for dealing with missing values. HEC DSS is convenient when a paired data object has been created already that you want to reuse. The easiest way to create one in the first place is to create it using manual entry in HMS. This makes sure that the path name and unit conventions for the type of table you are trying to create are correct. The C part of the path name controls the data type. Importing from DSS automatically handles data units. And if you need to see more about the conventions for paired data, please visit the user's manual. For more information about paired data, about any of the other shared data components, or about using HEC-HMS in general, please visit the user's manual or the tutorials and guides available online.